Hey guys, today we are going to watch the new Quin video talking about Diablo 4. It is called "Is Diablo 4 Good Now, Brother?" Obviously we are going to watch it. It is a Diablo video, it is a Quin video, he's my dude, so we are going to see what he has to say in here, brother. So let's just do it, bro.
What's going on, boys? Quin69 here. Today you are getting an exclusive video and I'm going to ask the question: is Diablo 4
What is this clown saying? The exclusive video.
or bad? Or is it good now if they saved it? I don't know, you know?
Neither of those. It is better than before, but it is not saved yet. It is still like, it is a little bit better than bad, you know? Like Hawk said, it is mid.
Let's get straight into it. I'm not going to mess around here. It's going to be raw, good takes, hardcore content.
Takes.
So, what are some
Look at him say, calling his own takes good, brother.
of the W changes Blizzard has made, you know, with the Season 2 patch? So, they made the horse run faster, and they made him less buggy.
True.
Now, he still does bug out, okay? Still, like, you're trying to go for his own.
Exactly. The horse still needs work, but it is better than before. It is a lot better. But it still needs work. I still get stuck a lot with the fucking horse.
And it's like, but, you know, for the most part, it's significantly better. And then when you're trying to traverse through the dead solar zones of Diablo 4, and you're trying to get to a destination, you can get there faster. So, you know, that's overall, you're going to enjoy yourself slightly more because you don't have to endure it as long, you know, the traveling.
I'm surprised he didn't get stuck in that little crevice in there.
Okay. No, but seriously, the horse changes. Good job. You know, keep up those, you know, we could still see another
Yes, good changes, but it is still not perfect.
horse patch. They can get rid of some of the more bugs, but, you know, good job.
Exactly. Good.
They
good
also
call.
took a mechanic that was completely broken, bugged, and should never have been implemented in the way it was. I don't even know how it made it to life, but, you know, resists. They took resists, and they took that mechanic, and then they made it functional. Now, is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. It's, you know, they could do plenty of things to make it better.
But it is good, brother. What else can they do? I don't want them to overcomplicate resistances either. How they are right now, I believe it is good, you know. Maybe trying to translate resistance to damage in some way in a specific build or some bullshit like that. But in general, I believe it is cool. If they want to overcomplicate that bullshit, they are going to fuck it up like it was before, you know. So now it is functional, let it be, because they can easily fuck it up again.
But resists are significantly better. I would go ahead to say it's 100x, 200x, 300x as good as it used to be. So good job.
The thing is that they didn't even used to be. Resistances were not a thing. They were a non-factor, and now they exist. So yes, it is a night and day thing.
Job there, Blizzard. So now that we've got all the positive things out of the way, let's talk about the stuff that's complete trash.
So the positive stuff was 1 minute of the video, and now you have 18 minutes, 19 minutes talking about the bullshit that sucks in the game.
And now, this isn't just supposed to be a video that's just saying D4 bad, okay? Because this.
But it is what you did, brother. It is what you did. If you are saying for 1 minute the good things, and then from 19 minutes the bad things, your video is D4 bad.
Not this. It's supposed to be a feedback video and some takes, you know.
But that is the thing. To give feedback, you are pointing out, hey, this sucks. You need to improve this. This sucks. You need to improve this. This other thing also sucks. Improve it. That is feedback, brother.
That maybe the Blizzard devs will look at and think, maybe we should consider that. So, one of the...
Do you guys think that a Blizzard dev ever listens to one of Quin takes? Because I obviously they watch the videos, right? If they are canvassing the community for feedback or for what people are thinking. But do you think they hear a Quin take and they say, oh, this makes sense? I don't know. I don't know, brother. I hope they do, because we laugh and everything, but he has some good takes, brother. For example, in his original video talking about itemization when Diablo 4 launched, he had some cool takes about itemization that they should have listened to, you know. But I don't know if they say, oh, we are not going to listen to this clown, this brand Risk, you know.
Bigger things I want to cover that I feel like a lot of people are not, and in fact, people are even praising this, which kind of blows my mind, and that is itemization changes. I think straight up in Season 2, items feel worse. I feel like that's not even close. I am more flaccid than ever whenever I see an item drop on the ground. I don't know what to...
Those itemization feel worse right now. I wouldn't say it feels worse, but I wouldn't say it feels better either. It feels whatever, like, but it felt whatever before too. I am never happy when I see a drop. The only time ever in Diablo 4 that I felt happy when I saw a drop was when I got my first, the only Tempest Roar that I have ever gotten, and not even my first Tempest Roar. My only Tempest Roar, it was in a Nightmare Dungeon, level 83, 84, something like that. It was in a Champion's Demise. I remember that even the dungeon, brother. And this was in the pre-season. And that is the only drop that I ever felt excited for. My Tempest Roar for the Druid. No other item has come close to make me excited. It is just whatever. Oh, I need this, I put it up, blah, 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 blah. Yes, itemization in this game is boring.
To tell you, this is to do with the critical strike and vulnerability changes. So with the Season 2 patch, what they did is they made vulnerability no longer a multiplier. Well, okay, the base mechanic is a multiplier, so it multiplies your damage output by 1.2. But the increases to vulnerable damage, just additive, normal increased damage. It's the same. If it says 20% increased vulnerable damage, it's the same as 20% whatever the fuck damage, you know, else in your gear.
That is a good change. I understand what he's trying to say. He's trying to say that, well, before when you got a ring, for example, with vulnerability and critical damage, you were excited because this is the best fucking item. And now that vulnerability and crit damage are the same as other stats, you don't have that feeling. Brother, but they needed to do that. I hated vulnerability. It sucked that you have to have vulnerability and it is a boring mechanic. So I agree with the change. The thing is that itemization still sucks. It is like, but it is a problem that is deeper than the vulnerability problem. They needed to address the vulnerability problem, but now you have that itemization sucks, but it always sucked, you know. It wasn't, vulnerability was like covering up for that, but itemization sucked even when vulnerability was a thing, and now it continues to suck. So what they need to do is improve the affixes on the gear. A loot filter will help with itemization, believe it or not, because of the dopamine when the item drops. Because if you see the item, you know that it works for you, so the loot filter helps with that. But of course, the affixes, the item level, the ranges for the affixes, a lot of things they can do with itemization. But almost everything is related to the affixes. We have suck. We have too many affixes that do nothing, and they aren't exciting, and they are boring, and there are a lot of cool affixes that could exist that we don't have.
Effectively doesn't do much. And then critical strike, the same thing happened. The base mechanic is a 1.5.
But I do agree that that with the change they did, nerfing vulnerability and crit damage, because I hated it. But I also understand Quin's perspective that the itemization is boring, but it was always boring, bro.
Vex multiplier, and then it all increases to your critical strike damage on your gear. It's just additive increased damage. And you're like, well, what do you mean? It was OP. Of course they had to make this change. Well, what they've done is they basically made all damage on your gear homogeneous. It's all the same. But all the mechanics that say, you know, increased damage while running on Tuesdays, increased damage to monsters when you're behind them, and your character has like some buff, and that's all the same shit. It just, you see an item, it's got damage mods, and there's nothing really special about it. You're looking at it and you're like, okay, well, this one here, only works in this situation, but I mean, it's got a 1.2% more number on that one. And you're sitting there, and ultimately, high number, good. Now, obviously, there are still things on.
Well, it is always like that, right? Even if you change the affixes, almost always. I understand that there may be some crazy situations where this is not the case, but almost always bigger number better. Right? That is the way it works. But I understand there are crazy situations. For example, the bonuses that uniques provide. For example, the Tempest Sword, the giving your storm skills the werewolf label. Well, that makes it. It is not giving you damage per se, but giving you that tag. It increases your options and your damage, right? Yes, that is that scenario. But when you are looking at the specific stats, you always want bigger number, brother. So that is like obvious, right? But I understand again what he's trying to say, which give me affixes that improve my gameplay, that are not boring, that are interesting, blah blah blah.
Items that actually are designed well, like plus to skills, things that still exist in the game that actually will make differences, like cooldown reduction, the defensive mechanics. I like those. But when it comes to damage on your gear in the current implementation, it's just worse. It's just worse. And picking up items to me now in Season 2, I'm falling asleep, bro. I am fully flaccid.
But I was that way in the other Season 2, brother. We are talking here almost personal, right? He's feeling that way, that now is worse, but I think that it always sucked, and I hated vulnerability. So I am not saying that now is better, but I agree that with the nerf to vulnerability. But I also agree with that itemization sucks.
Now, why is that? It's because the feeling of min-maxing your character is not there. The feeling, I'm playing this build, so I need these rolls, and oh my god, if you're playing a bleed build, you could be getting some mods which give you like physical damage over time multi, or bleeds go faster, or something that fundamentally changes the way your build gets. Like a really OP thing. It just doesn't exist.
They are never going to give that to an affix, by the way. That thing that changes the way your build plays, they are never going to build that into an affix. They are going to do it in uniques. They are saving those things for uniques, bro. They are like that. If they have a crazy idea for a thing, it goes into a unique. And the affixes, they will keep them boring. But even if they keep them boring, they can make them better, brother. Right now, the affixes suck dick. What the fuck is damage to close enemies? Damage to distant enemies? Damage to injured? Damage to healthy? Who the fuck thought about these affixes, brother? They suck dick. They are boring as fuck. Thinking about them pisses me off, brother. Who the fuck thought about these fucking affixes, brother? And let's not talk about the druid shape-shifting shit, brother. Because they have 5 affixes. Check this out. They have damage while shape-shifted. They have damage while werewolf. Damage while werewolf. Damage with werewolf. And damage with werewolf. What is this bullshit, brother? Who is the genius that thought about this? All of that should be only 1. Damage while shape-shifted. And that's it. Idiot!
But the majority builds in the game, outside of, the few things I mentioned before. Hence making items feel, really shit. I guess what I'm saying is, Blizzard should, not even Blizzard, all ARPG items, They should have ultra best in slot rolls. They should have giga OP rolls that are insane, except for only certain builds. There should be many different ways to build your character, and there should be many rolls that effectively do nothing. And
you are asking for too much, brother, because that is not easy to accomplish. If you want an OP affix for a specific build, then you are limiting the range of things that a build is looking for. But then you ask, no, but they should have a lot of options for different builds. Brother, how the fuck are you going to do this? That is really hard to pull off, bro. Because when you give the OP thing for one build, then you pigeonhole them into that thing. But then you say, no, don't do that. Do it, but giving them a lot of options. Oh, bro, how the fuck are you going to do that? I am not saying it is not possible. I am saying it is really fucking hard to do.
And then there should be some roles that are insanely overpowered if you're playing a specific physical build that does damage over time, or if you're playing a specific fire build that does big hits, whatever. There should be overpowered broken roles on different pieces of gear that synergize really well with certain archetypes, so you get those exciting moments of finding an item that is like, wow, this item is literally going to change my damage so much because, these things scale my, my multiplier and this thing. Yep. Whereas it's the opposite.
Yes, in Diablo 4, you don't have those moments, brother. You only have it if you get the unique you are looking for. In my case, what was that Tempest Roar in Precision. And right now, I imagine if you get another unique for Durian, maybe you get excited. But even then, what the fuck are you going to do with another unique? At that point, the game is over. You already did everything. Where are you going to take that you were unique to? So, but those are the only scenarios where I feel you get excited for an item. The unique you are looking for to complete or to be able to get the build you want, a Tempest Roar, a Crown Staff, something like that, a Great Staff of the Crown, or an Uber unique. But for rares and affixes and that bullshit, you don't get excited, brother. You don't care.
They also need to just, okay, when it comes to itemization, all this conditional trash, all the 500 different,
delete it. It's trash.
Increased damage, which are effectively all this.
There it is, boys. There it is. This is where you see all the damage that is bullshit. Look at this. Here you have it. Damage while shape-shifted, damage while werewolf, damage while werewolf, and there you have here damage with werewolf and damage with werewolf. What is this bullshit, brother? Delete all that shit and just give it damage while shape-shifted. And I guarantee that it must be happening with other stuff too. But I say it with the druid things because that is what I know. But maybe there is other stuff like this, damage with pyromancy. And what about just damage with fire, brother? Damage with shadow dot, that can be 1-2, or just damage over time, or just shadow. You are overcomplicating this with conditional bullshit that nobody cares about.
The same thing that have conditions. They were dog shit at the beginning. They're still dog shit now. I think they just need to be just completely redone. They just need to look at those items and just,
Exactly. They need to completely rework the system, which doesn't give me much hope that it's going to be reworked anytime soon. Maybe with an expansion, maybe. And they sell it, fixing the bullshit itemization, they will sell it as an expansion feature. If they do it. Because maybe they don't rework the whole system, they just get rid of the boring affixes, and introduce new affixes without reworking the system.
Just throw it in the trash can. And then when they do that, they're going to have to rebalance. Of course, when they make these changes and they make these overpowered multiplier rolls on the gear and stuff, you're going to have to rebalance the world. You're going to rebalance the stats on the gear, all that stuff. And, you just do it. It's an ARPG. And, I feel like items feeling good is kind of a pretty important thing. Also,
ARPG is built around having a geared character, So yes, I would say it is really important, brother.
Crafting,
Crafting? What crafting, brother? Diablo 4 doesn't have crafting, dude.
It doesn't exist.
Exactly.
you can roll one stat.
That is not crafting. Let's be honest. When I think about crafting, I don't think about re-rolling a stat on an item. When I think about crafting, I think about creating an item. That is what I think about crafting, brother. That is crafting. So you could say, oh, you are not going to create an item, but you could do the stuff that I am not really familiar with PoE crafting system. I don't know anything about it, but I know that you can get a white, a blue item and improve it and get it to be a really cool item. That is crafting, you know. You are improving this item and you are brewing with it and doing stuff to it. That is crafting, you know. Or blacksmithing on World of Warcraft. That is crafting. What bullshit is this, brother?
I mean, what the fuck is that? I guess that's a baseline. But then not only that,
this is not crafting. This is gambling, brother. The only crafting in this game is the potions, the elixirs. You craft the elixirs. That is crafting.
Even if crafting was possible, it would be pointless because itemization is so bad. So really, it's a multi-step issue. You know, they fix itemization and then also make crafting better. I know I'm asking for a lot, but these are just things that really, you know, as
you are asking for a lot, true, but at the same time, that should be baseline gameplay in a game like this, right? And it is so warped that we think like Blizzard is a mega corporation that just sold for like 60 billion, 70 billions, I don't know. Like you have the resources to make the biggest and craziest changes, but it is the opposite. When we think about doing a complete rework for the itemization, a complete rework for the crafting system, we think, Blizzard is not going to do that. There is no way Blizzard fucking does that, you know, because they are lazy, because they have 20 tiers of approval to get something done, because they take too long to do stuff. They are just not fucking going to do it. And if it was a smaller studio like the guys from Last Epoch, they would fucking do it, you know. So it is so weird that the guys with the biggest resources also are the guys when you think, oh, they are not going to do all that bullshit. You are asking for too much. What the fuck, dude?
As a gamer, kind of upset me. And then speaking of crafting, actually, why do you know, blue and white items exist? Like, we have this auto salvaging mechanic that you've implemented. I mean, you can just drop the materials now, anyways. So why the hell are these useless blue and white items dropping if they're not used for crafting? You know, we get them at
not even for the early game, brother, because when you spawn at level 1 and you go and kill right now in the blood harvest, you spawn, you go and do the missions with the blood harvest, and you already drop like 4, you level up to level 5, level 6 without even opening your inventory, and when you open it you have 5 rares. So you already geared with rares. So what is the point of the existence of blues and whites if not even for the early leveling they are useful? They don't exist.
Dropping anyway. I don't know, dude. It doesn't really make sense. You know, we could talk about loot filters, but I'll talk about that later. Overall, yeah. So Blizzard, we need OP roles. You need to bring them back now. Just don't make them generically overpowered for everyone with just those 2 stats. Many different ways of being OP, but then make them specific to builds. Don't add conditional bullshit onto them. Just make them work.
Again, but I think that will happen is that if you are going for a specific build, like Quinn says, then you are always going for this stat, right? So, or every build that goes that way goes for that stat. So you are pigeonholing again. But maybe it should be like that too, right? Because if I am going for a shape-shifting build, my best stat should be damage with shape-shifting, right? Or damage while shape-shifted. That is also true. So yes, he's right. He's right.
Work in you know, various ways, and where, you know, it would be OP for someone and then complete useless for someone else, and then you can have cool things where you trade items. You know, it's all around just a net positive.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, boss changes. So, in Season 2, they added in a bunch of bosses.
I think I know what he's going to say. He's going to say positive thing that we have bosses, positive thing that we can target farm. But And it is also positive that the way that you get to these bosses is interacting with other systems in the game, so you have to do overworld content, and that diversifies your gameplay. That is also positive. But the bosses are too easy, they are free, and yes, basically. The other thing that I don't like about the bosses is that they are tied to time-gated content. I don't know if he's going to say that. I am saying that. I know that he's going to say that they are too easy. I know it because I know Quinn. He's going to say that they are too easy. But I don't know if he's going to talk about they are locked behind time-gated content. I say that and I hate it, brother. If you are not up when a Legion event is going up, you don't get Power and Blood. You need that to summon the vampire. If you are not up for a world boss, same thing goes. If you are not up for a Hell Tide, then you can get Living Steel, and Living Steel is needed to defeat the boss that drops the other item that you need to summon Duriel. So if you don't do Hell Tides, you can't fight Duriel, which is bullshit because Hell Tides are time gated like every other hour. It is bullshit, brother. I hate that about the new bosses, and I hate that they are too easy. But the gameplay shift that they brought in this season compared to the other one, it is a big improvement, brother. Big improvement.
Actually a positive. These bosses drop items, and you can find them out. If you need a specific item, you can go to that boss and you can find that boss out. Not only that, the bosses also incentivize you to go out and do different types of endgame, which is kind of cool. Except
the things that
for
I
the
said
fact,
he was going to say, brother.
Huge damage, ramping. He's knocked down. I'm bursting. Why would you make a boss that does no damage? This is the hardest version of the boss, chat. Bro, my vampiric powers weren't even active.
Bro, these bosses are stupid. I defeated Uber Duriel at level 85, and I just face tanked everything on purpose. I said I am going to face tank this dude. I am not going to dodge anything. I just stand there hitting, and I just kill him, and he was never close to killing me, brother. At level 85, not dodging anything, getting hit by every CC, by every damage. It was a cakewalk, brother. Too easy.
Is this gonna die, or is this phase 1? What are you guys saying?
Oh, he killed it at level 87.
This phase 1?
Phase 1. He was waiting for another phase. Brother, what a clown, dude.
The bosses are all just completely trivial. They really do just fall over dead, even on my character, which is not considered OP by any means, necessary. It's like I'm playing an ultra mid build, Blizzard
brother,
TM build.
We never thought that your build was good.
Yeah, every single boss I fought, all the new Ubers, Duriel, all that, a complete joke. Now this is an issue.
And apparently they even nerfed Uber Lilith, and she's a joke too, brother. And it was the only challenging thing in the game.
Why is it an issue?
Granted, it was more because of bugs than the actual fight, but you know what I mean.
Because that effectively, the bosses were supposed to be the new in-game static content. Yes. And if all the bosses are just pushovers and they just die, what do you do? Like, there's no...
This not only happens with the bosses, brother. The whole game is too easy. And one of the things that games should have is challenging content. The game doesn't need to be hard to be fun, but it does need to have challenges to be fun, right? And in Diablo 4, there is no challenge. So we derive fun from hunting for a unique, for something, for a drop, for clearing content, but the content we clear is not challenging. Everyone can do it, which is bullshit, brother.
There's no content. And then in a game which has no content, fundamentally, it's dog shit, right?
Yes, 100%. It is like, why the fuck am I getting gear for? Yes, I am going to build an ultra OP character, and then what the fuck are you going to do with it? stash it and go play other game. That is what you are going to do with that fucking character, brother.
You got nothing to do. Like, what the fuck? You just play. What are you gonna do? You expect us to come back and then the bosses that are added in, just So I guess what I'm saying is,
what is he on about,
hard
brother?
rebalance all the bosses, and not only that, some of the things like where they incentivize you to go out and like farm these materials to spawn these bosses, they're locked behind legions. I don't like locking bosses behind group content pretty much ever. Like,
but he's saying more because of the group content. I am saying because of the time. I hate that it is time gated.
I'm playing on the Oceanic servers. They're dead. Nobody's playing on Oceanic. I mean, it makes it feel honestly like D4 is dead. I cannot complete a legion by myself with my Blizzard certified build. I cannot get the materials to spawn the boss. That's an issue. Locking materials behind group.
This one.
I mean, think about it. Imagine if world bosses weren't a complete joke. Imagine if I couldn't solo world bosses. How are you ever gonna get the materials at that point? But thank God, world bosses are also a complete joke. So then you can just get them. Why did no remind me? I did that whole world boss without the 80% attack speed buff. So I guess what I'm saying is, yeah.
You can kill a world boss by yourself. That is bullshit. And he did it without the vampiric power, brother.
Come on. Fix the bosses. The new vampire mechanic, Helltide 2.
I did a video about that. The vampire mechanic is boring as fuck. It is better than the Malignant Hearts, but it is still boring. This season we are excited because it is better than the other season because they sold us a lot of game fixes or game improvements as season features. What happens when they can't sell to us game fixes as season features anymore because the game is in a good or neutral state? Then you have to give me a good season mechanic to get me excited. If the game is fixed and then the season mechanic is this bullshit of the vampiric powers, it is not enough. Everybody will complain, oh, is this all that you are giving me? This is boring. And that is my point. Yes, this season is better than the other one, but because they are giving us fixes for the base game as season features. But there will come a point where you will need to give me a good season mechanic, and as a season mechanic, as a standalone feature, the vampiric powers are boring as fuck. I like that they are class agnostic, by the way, but they are still boring.
I think it's, I honestly think it's kind of mid. The powers are okay, that you get the vampire powers. I like the fact that they're class agnostic.
He said it too. Okay, Queen, we are on the same wavelength, brother.
But there was nothing truly inspiring there that made me want to like do a new build or re-roll around. It was just kind of like, okay, yeah, these are kind of nice. The upgrading menu.
Yeah, you don't make a build around the vampiric powers. The vampiric powers, you get the vampiric powers that are good for your build, not the other way around.
For upgrading powers. Oh my god.
Oh yes, everybody is complaining about this because it is stupid. And not only because of the gambling. The gambling is stupid, but who cares? You get enough potent blood to the point that the gambling is trivial. But the interface that you have to go in, go out, go in, go out, oh, it is annoying as fuck, bro.
Never do that again, Blizzard. Never, ever. You need to seriously. Why do I need to click so many times just to upgrade my powers? I was getting RSL. I'm an old.
I can't believe that an idiot didn't test it and said, "Hey, brother, we can launch this like this. You have to do too many clicks to upgrade one bullshit." Or maybe they said, "Yes, leave it like that because then they have to spend more time doing this shit."
Man, come on. On top of that, anything.
Yes, I say shit. CHET. Shit.
Anything that makes sense to be account bound should be account bound. I don't know if that goes without saying. I mean, I don't know if Blizzard have learned their lesson. I don't know if they've talked to the World of Warcraft devs. If it makes sense to make it account bound, just do it. It's stupid that the fact that your character specific powers.
Oh, brother, I didn't test this because I have only played one character. Are you telling me that if I create another character, I have to do this bullshit all over again? Motherfucker, bro. That is bullshit, dude. That is fucking bullshit.
This makes no sense. Some other things. that really were exaggerated this season, I think. The fact that there's no SSF mode. If I farm out all the mats to get one Daryl boss, and I go...
Why don't we have an SSF mode? Why is this too hard to pull off? Is this just not a button that you say in the back end of the game, don't allow this player to trade, don't allow this player to get in a party with other players, and that's it? Why is this so hard to pull off and it is a feature that so many people want? Why the fuck don't you give it to us, dude? And you gave it to Diablo 3 in its last season, when the game is over, and you don't give it to us when the game is supposedly hot. Motherfucker, dude. In fact, I am surprised. Well, I am not surprised because the game didn't launch with a lot of features, but it should have been a feature from the start, from the launch of the game, the SSF option.
Go run that. I'm basically an idiot, right? I'm an idiot because I could also just get 3 other friends.
Exactly, that is how I feel playing the game all the time. I play basically SSF, and I feel like an idiot. I am farming items for the bosses, and there is one dude that they are 4 guys. They all farm together and doing the thing one time. They can kill the boss 4 times, you know. And I am doing it 4 times to kill it. I am an idiot, and they are doing better stuff than me, you know. This is stupid, bro.
Friends who also have 1 boss, and then we could get 4 boss kills instead of 1 boss kill.
Exactly.
And then that just makes you feel like a moron, right? So
exactly.
Come on.
You feel like an idiot, brother. You feel like an idiot because you are wasting time, resources, and they are just doing it better than you. And what people say is just get friends. It is not that easy, brother. No, I like playing Diablo 4 solo, brother. I have people come to me, hey, let's play together. Well, I was going to play with Hawk this season. We were going to play together, and then it came we were online to play together, and it came the delay of the season, and I had to go do other stuff, and I couldn't play the day the season launched, brother. And that desynchronized us, and we couldn't play together. But we were going to play together, Hog and me. But normally, for pre-season, I had some friends, some IRL friends that said to me, "Hey, let's play together." And I said, "No, I want my first playthrough with Diablo to be a solo playthrough because I like it that way, you know." I feel like group play in a game like Diablo, like going full group play, you kind of trivialize the difficulty of the game, right? I don't know. Maybe some people say no because the war escalates with you or with the group content or whatever, but I think it's bullshit.
Come on, just give us a flag, even if it's not true SSF, because technically you can, whatever, be in the open world and people could help. Who cares? Just give us a little flag that has a little leaf next to it that says, this guy's SSF, so that way you don't really feel as stupid for doing it. I think the game balancing overall and the current state of D4 is complete trash. Everything in the game is just too easy. It's trivial.
Brother, Queen has 13 minutes spitting facts, brother. This is rare, brother. This is, oh my god, brother. But it is not hard to be spot on with the flaws that Diablo 4 has. It is like they are too glaring, too obvious, brother.
I mean, dude, I don't even think that even a single gamer died. In hardcore, that is. And now, that's because A, the game's too easy. And then B, also, you have a...
Exactly, brother. The most popular clip that we have about Queen dying in Diablo 4 is the one that he died because of a bug in the disconnect, brother. That is the famous clip where he punches the mannequin, you know. So it is bullshit. The game is too easy, and it can even give to us the content of streamers dying, brother, and laughing at them.
Cheat death and vulnerability potion in the game, and then you have an instantaneous teleport that gets you out of any situation. What this does, I don't know if you know Blizzard, but effectively, it means everyone, providing you have a reaction time of less than 2,500 milliseconds, you can just proc your cheat death and realize, oh, my cheat death's procced. Teleport to immediate.
A lot of people are complaining about the cheat death potion, you know, but I believe they implemented it because they said we have one-shot mechanics. If we don't give this serious cheat death potion, there is no way they complete this content, you know. And of course, I am talking about Uber Lilith and maybe Nightmare 100, but there are a lot of builds that don't get one shot in Nightmare 100, but the Lilith spikes are guaranteed one shots, you know. So they gave that cheat death to be able to handle that situation. I believe so, you know. So what they could do is remove the cheat death, and then you have cheat death by default when you try Uber Lilith. I don't know. Oh, that thing doesn't one-shot you, and you can gear or get a build that can withstand the damage that the spikes do. Fucking English, motherfucker. So yes, you understand what I'm trying to say.
Get safety, and then you can never die. So basically, I guess what I'm saying is make the game harder, and then
Yes,
also
please.
remove cheat deaths. Like, why do cheat deaths exist?
But now they made a mistake. Now the games, the bosses they gave us are too easy. And now the casuals and the dads with 16 jobs are accustomed to that base level. Now you can make those bosses harder because they are going to complain. Now what you have to do is introduce new content that is harder. That is what you have to do. New bosses that are harder, new game modes that are harder.
It's in a game where you can teleport. Or you could also remove scroll of escape, I guess. But I feel like scroll of escape is, you know...
No. It is preferable that you remove the cheat death potion because the scroll of escape is needed for the DC protection. Dying to a DC is... Oh, there is not a worse feeling, brother.
Nobody likes dying to DCs and game crashes and stuff. So.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, actually, let's give a Blizzard W. Actually, it's a Blizzard change. Whenever you disconnect now with the portal scroll, your character teleports to town, which that's actually a Giga W change. I really.
Yes, that is a W change, but that should have been there from the start. And not only because it should, because they said it, brother. I read it in an interview that you did, Queen. The interview that you did to one of the devs, I believe it was Joe Shelley or Joseph Pipiora, one of those dudes. They said before the game was out that the intent for the scroll of escape was for a DC protection. And then they launched the game and the feature wasn't there. I got disconnected and I died, and I thought that I was going to get saved because of the scroll of escape, because I read it on that interview, brother. And they were lying, and then they introduced it in the season 2 as a feature when they already had said before the game was launched that that was intended. So it is bullshit on their part, bro.
I like that. I want to say that the changes to the dungeons also make the game feel a lot better. Let me take that back down.
Brother, yes, the game feels a lot better than in the first season. The first season was awful, and this one feels a lot better. And the faster leveling feels better too. The change in the things that you do feels better. It feels a lot better. I am already higher level. Brother, you know what level I ended last season? Because it was too boring, like 62. I couldn't keep going. It was too boring, brother. It was insane. I said, fuck this shit. I didn't even complete the battle pass because I got the battle pass with the base game. When you bought the early version of the game to play 4 days early, they gave you the first battle pass for free, right? I didn't complete it because I was too bored to do that shit. And now I'm level 85. So yes, the game, it is better, brother. It still has a long way to go, but nobody can deny that it is better.
It feels a bit better. Let me take that down. It feels like slightly better. You're not backtracking as much. You can get to you generally speaking can get to them, but I was still backtracking a ton. I was still having.
The thing about the dungeons is they say that in the campfire they said, oh, we removed the objectives for the dungeon and now you just go to the boss. That isn't true, brother. I am still picking up things and putting the stone on the bullshit, and I am still killing all the enemies in a zone. They didn't remove the objectives for shit.
Having to free prisoners from cages. I was still having to take all this bullshit around. Bro, I feel like you just need to Blizzard. Hear me out. The Nightmare Dungeons system here, it's rework it. Make it about opportunity cost, player-driven choices. You know, let us craft the keys. You know, let us take out all the objectives. Just copy Path of Exile map system, but make it like really easy. Okay, just.
Brother, I love when he hits the mic. I know that a lot of people don't like it, but I love it. It is funny, bro.
Really simple PoE. Like that's what you kind of tried to do, but honestly, the current implementation, it just feels bad. Let me tell you, it's the best feeling where, you know, you've just kind of got shitty maps and you're just running them. You don't really care. You kind of just kill a few monsters, get to the main guy, get the juice, get out. Get the juice, get out. Then you actually have a really good map. It's got good rolls on it. You juice the crap out of it, you know. Then when you run the map, you kill every single monster. You go to every nook, every cranny. You clear that out, and you get that. You know, it's basically player choice driven. There's opportunity costs, ups and downs, like staying in the map too long. You know, really, you should just steal that. But just, you know, add the Blizzard touch. Also, I want to say that you probably still, when it comes to tile sets, come on, so many of the maps are still so samey. Like, yeah, they look a little bit visually different, but they're.
Yes, so like, oh, we have 120 dungeons. No, brother, you have 5 dungeons, and all of them are the same dungeon with a different route. That is what you did. Don't bullshit me, brother, because not even the bosses are different, the mobs aren't different, just the layout is different, bro.
They're all just like these weird tunnels with offshoots. Give us some big open areas. Give us some, you know, some big spirals, some other stuff. I don't know, dude. Just make it a little bit different. Yeah, the stash is still fucked. I don't really need to go on about that. Stash is still fucked. Aspect system, honestly,
it's trash. The aspect system sucks.
The more I play with the aspects, the more it's just an annoying chore where, oh, I got a new piece of gear. I have to like switch.
You have to stash a lot of bullshit aspects because I might use this in the future. I have a good roll. I don't want to waste it. I have to stash this aspect just in case I want to play this build in the future because I have a high roll. And then you have 2 pages in your bullshit, or at least one of your aspects in your stash, brother. That is bullshit.
Which this aspect over. Oh, it's an itemized thing that now my stash is full of aspects that I'm holding on to.
99% of it is just legendary powers that I may use later.
And I already know which one I'm going to put on because it says, oh, this ability does 100% more damage. So it's like, it's a mandatory thing. I feel like the aspect system as it currently stands probably needs a complete redesign. Maybe you put the aspect onto the item slot and not the item itself. I don't know. And then honestly, the way that aspects are itemized, I feel like that could also use a rework. There's been many suggestions from the community as to how you could make the aspect system a million times better, like storing them, you know, in some sort of a crafting window.
Yes, exactly. Instead of having all the aspects in the stash, let me put the aspect in the codex of power with the higher stats or whatever, or give me something like the codex of power or a separate crafting window or whatever where I put all my aspects, brother, because right now it's trash.
You know, you could.
And in my opinion, even the way that the aspects are itemized are stupid. They should be more generalized and not so skill specific, you know. Like the Queen has said in other videos, like not name like Whirlwind does more damage, but channeling skills do more damage, stuff like that.
Basically, have an aspect codex which gets upgraded, or it's an aspect codex which just keeps the best version of the aspect you found. You can just use it as many times as you want. There's many ways you can do it, and you can make inventory a little bit less fucked if you really can't just add bank tabs in. I mean, goddamn. Y'all tried to help us by reducing the elixir drop rate because you wanted more room inside the elixir tab, and then you added in 20 world boss maps materials. Just give us an elixir tab. I mean, holy crap. The Hell Tide's still shitting out elixirs. All those world boss mats.
Exactly. Make it as gems, bro. The elixirs and the new mats for the bosses, all of that can be like the gems, bro.
That I don't know why they're itemized, but they are. Even though they auto pick up and they don't really feel like they have weight.
In your inventory.
I mean, just give us a dedicated elixir tab at this rate. Or if you're gonna put in league mechanic stuff, like, you know, boss put that in its own tab. Loot filters. Come on. You added in the auto salvage, which honestly it was very noticeable in the lower world tiers, but as you get to world tier 4, you kind of just forget about it, and you know, it's okay having the auto salvage where basically the shitty.
A good loot filter even helps you with the dopamine that you feel when you get an item, because the loot filter doesn't even show to you the item if it isn't good for you. So the very fact that you see the item, it is because it is already on the parameters of your loot filter. So that already helps you with itemization. So it helps another bullshit system that you have. So it is a pure improvement that you spend time getting a loot filter, Blizzard.
The items like the you know, the normal items and that kept, but the reality is because of the way that you've decided to put eye level in to the game, where it keeps going up and up and up and up and up. There is so much obsolescence that I mean, why do I want to see as eye level 660 item or an eye level? I don't care about that item. Just let me hide it. Let me hide the blue. You know, if you're gonna add useless white and blue items into the game that are pointless and just fill up my bags, let us fill those out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that really is it. I guess to sum it up, Blizzard did make some changes that are pretty good. And there's some steps in the right direction, but it's far and few between. I still think the game itself has no content, and I really struggle. I mean, I basically have one thing that I want to do, which is, you know, kill a certain boss. But yeah, effectively, there's no in-game.
Brother, it is true. I don't know this. I don't know if it is a chat meme or what, but it is true that Quin hasn't killed a single uber unique in Path of Exile. Is it true that he is 0 out of 7 in Path of Exile? Or he didn't do it this league, but he has done it in the past? Or he has never done it, brother? I can't believe that he has never killed an overboss, bro.
Game content, and because of
I know that he hasn't killed Lilith. That one I know.
There's no in-game content. You don't. What's the incentive to play the game? Like, what's the point of farming an uber unique item if there's nothing to use that uber unique against? Right.
To say, oh, I have Chaco, look at me, I am so cool, I have Chaco. That is the point.
Right? And then I think there's still massive issues with itemization that honestly went backwards. They went backwards instead of forwards. And I feel like, you know, more people need to talk about that. So, that's about it, I guess.
I don't feel like they went backwards because I wanted the vulnerability change. But I understand that the whole itemization is boring, and I know what he's trying to say here.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for the
subscribe
video,
to the YouTube channel, and well, what I want to say.
I am already subscribed. Look at this.
Oh yeah, D4 bad.
Because he is God.
Well, brother, it was a cool video from Quin, brother. It was a great video, brother. Thank you for the content, my dude. And he had some great takes in here, which is quite surprising, brother. But yes, his takes were on point because it is not hard to know what the fuck is wrong with Diablo 4, bro. But yes, Quin Rex, thanks for the video, brother. Of course, you know that we are Quin viewers in here. We love Quin, and this was a cool video that prompted us to talk about some shit that the game needs to improve. So thank you, brother. And yes, guys, if you like this, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Is Quin on point? Am I on point? Are we both clowns? Is he only a clown? Am I only a clown? So let me know everything in the comments below. I love reading comments, brother. Remember to like the video, to subscribe to the channel, all that cool stuff, bro. Guys, you are fucking awesome. Thanks for being here. God bless ya. And remember, as a great Bill Hicks said, this is just a ride.